let's go show everybody the yard. Moose is gonna go show everybody the yard. Friends, it's been a while since we've done any updates, and I apologize. It has been a heck of a summer, but we're about a month out from our first frost. We're gonna get the dome rocking and rolling again like we did in past winters. But I just wanted to show you how the garden kind of turned out this summer. These are our honeyberries and blueberries, which mostly died, unfortunately. That honeyberry, I think, is alive. That's our citrus fingerling from inside. He'll go in before first frost. And our raspberries from last year, overwintered. They ended up defrosting and producing some raspberries, so that's always nice. Moose is patiently waiting for it to be cold because he, even though it's like 70, he's done. He's over it. We're actually over here on the other side of the dome. And look, there's little Wally. He's doing really good. He's getting his next round of chemo next week, so this week he's usually feeling pretty good. Back to eating. These were supposed to be clematis. This one died. Those two, you know, the first one who bloomed was this one on this side. I got some weeds in here. It made a few blooms, but not a ton. The second one is making these little pretty white flowers. I'm going to try to overwinter them on their trellis if possible. But unfortunately, I'm going to have to break some of the ones that went through to the netting because obviously I can't leave. Well, I don't know if it's obvious. I don't think I can leave them out here. Another blueberry that we tried and special ordered, and it died. So I'm thinking I think blueberries are not my thing. I'll have to Google the name of it, but this reminded me so much of our sweet almond bush. It's not a clematis, obviously, but this has been super popular with the pollinators this year, and I am just so thrilled because I miss my almond bush from our Florida yard, and this doesn't have the great smell or anything or the big impact of the tree, but the pollinators love it. On this side we have roses, our one blueberry that didn't die, and it did make some very, very tiny blueberries. It actually tasted like blueberries. Not a ton, but we'll keep him another year, see how he does. More roses. You know, I'm having a hard time with the roses because I'm so used to them in Florida having these incredible blooms and just big, hardy blooms regularly, and it's very slow here. Our honeysuckle survived over the winter. Keeps leaning a little bit and I keep adjusting it, but we're gonna have to secure it once it's in the dome a little bit better, but it's doing pretty good. I wish I had somewhere else for it to grow because clearly it wants to. This was our original raspberry. It did very well this year. I trimmed back some of the canes, made some raspberries, not a ton. We've got our perennials over here in this one, plus some weeds. They did pretty good this summer. And then we got some weird sunflowers that just kind of decided to pop up on their own. So we were growing them, waiting for them to bloom. They bloomed, and then creatures just ripped the heads off of them. Ridiculous. Moose is still waiting for the opportunity to go inside. Is it too warm for you, little buddy? I'm sorry. Now that we're on the other side of the dome, these roses are doing the best so far. These are our ones that have been producing this summer. Now this one has a ton of heads on it, so I expect we'll see that bloom, and this is by far the most we've gotten. This one is our climbing one. I can't remember the name offhand. Let's check. All right, so this one is Celestial Night. I'll be making these. Ooh, and that little one down there. And that one is a climber called Lady in Red. I knew it was something like that. Anyways, these are probably the only ones who have done much this summer. That rose got super messed up in the dome. It started growing sideways and I wasn't able to fix it. And ChatGPT said, you gotta wait till the winter time, wait till it drops its leaves, and then try to rearrange it. So, whoopsie doopsie. But we put, we're under our shade cloth here, and the raspberries are in here. I put nasturtiums with them. This year, a peach nasturtium, which I love. They're my favorite, I think, since we've been here because they're so easy to grow. And look how much foliage they have. We did pick up a hydrangea that I was led to believe would be white and pink, and it's kind of got a more antique pink than I was going for, but it is what it is. We'll overwinter him. Our apple tree, I don't know if it's thriving, but it didn't die, so it's still surviving. And then that leaves us with just our towers, which we tried putting some squash in again. I think it's just too short of a season. It's not going to be able to make it before the the frost kicks in. But interestingly, despite our strawberries making new runners before the end of last season and them getting overwintered, the only strawberries that they really made that tasted good were the ones that they produced while it was still in the dome when it was getting really, really hot in there. So I'm not sure what's going on, but it is a couple years old. So we'll probably just leave that out this winter and just take the top one that has the crab apple or whatever, one of the little tree starters that we had gotten from the Arbor Foundation. We'll take that top tier in, but I think we'll just leave the rest out and maybe start over next year. Because honestly, they're a lot of work. They're heavy and they're bulky. And if it's not going to produce, I don't want to put it in our dome where we don't have a ton of space. Hi, Wally. You getting some sun? Mousse is done. It's too warm. It's like 74. And he's just like, nope, I would like to go inside, please. I know, buddy. We're going to go inside in a second. Okay? We promise. Don't worry, friends. We've been feeding the worms, and I'm sorry I haven't been putting videos up. Everything going on with Wally, and we just got a bunch of life stuff going on, has been bananas. But we're feeding the worms, and we're taking good care of Wally. And he's very popular at the vet's office because he's so sweet, and he's very cute, and he's super polite. And when he sits in the waiting room, in the rooms before his appointment, he sits on the chair like a little gentleman and just waits patiently. But he's more than halfway through his treatment now. So hopefully by the end of the year, he will be cancer-free and done with all of his chemo, and we can kind of get back to life as normal. But the next update you guys get will probably be for the dome, because we are going to cover it again. We are going to enclose it. This year, it's going to be year 3 for the dome. Every year, it gets a little bit better. We improve the plan, and we have new plans for some of the insulation this year that we haven't tried before. So I can't wait to share that with you guys. Hopefully soon, probably in the next month or two, depending on how quickly we get it up. But yeah, friends, this is the end of the summer garden tour as we get close to our first frost here in Colorado. And yeah, excited to see what next year's will bring. Hopefully life will be a little bit, I don't want to say less chaotic because that's never possible, but a little bit more amenable to gardening, especially in containers, because as we're seeing with like the honeyberries and blueberries and everything, it has just been, hit or miss. All right, friends, well, I'm Alessandra. Thanks for hanging out with me and Wally and Mousse today. Talk soon.